everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. So if you want to understand the universe, seek to understand these concepts. Okay, beautiful. But what does it mean? And how do we apply this concept of understanding energy, frequency, and vibration? How can we do this in a simple way to make the actions and the moments of our daily life better? Hi, Federica here at Lifting Consciousness. Today, we're going to see a little about understanding energy, frequency, and vibration. And I want to give you and share with you a few practical tips we'll look for today that you can integrate in your life so to start and make your awareness better and more present when it comes to understanding your energies, your frequency, your vibration, and how you can enhance that. So think, for example, in terms of a phone, and you would have degree of reception, of phone reception. Yeah, makes sense? So if we have 5 bars of reception, beautiful, we are able to tap into much faster, clear, reliable communication. Now picture instead, if your phone would operate at about, say, 2 or 3 bar, sometimes it's like, okay, you're getting some message, you're getting some communication, but for example, if you're on a call, the signal may drop in and out. And if you have 0 or 1 bar, then you're pretty much isolated. You won't be able to have that communication with others. We can use this analogy sort of to understand in a way the energy, frequency, vibration. This is supposed to be a short video, so if you're interested about the topic, I'm willing to do another one where we go much more in depth in understanding the frequency that everything, anything and everything carries, from the air around you, the clothes that you wear, the food that you eat, and then helps you to either raise or lower your vibration, the thought that you have, the belief system that you have, the words, the power of the spoken words. It's so amazing and really rich of so much content. Think, for example, if you speak words of love and joy, pause for a moment. You can try to say out loud or within your own mind a word, for example, kindness or love, and then pause and check how you feel within, versus try with hatred, jealousy, war, weapon. And give yourself a moment. Give a moment to that word, the energy, the sound, the frequency of the word to sink within you. So it's a double way. Everything in the universe flows, and there is this need of constant flow for life to happen, which also means frequency, vibration happens and have an influence from within us outward. This could also be, so the words, the sound that you generate from yourself to your brain, to your space, but also towards your children, towards your students, towards your colleagues, towards the pets, the environment, the nature around you. There are multiple studies where they take either water bottle or a jar of rice, writing words or producing sound nearby, and observing over time very, very different results with the water or the food that was spoken with the love and beautiful sound of harmony, improving the consistency and the health status and the longevity over time. And on the other end, observing how much all the elements that were treated and bathed into with negative words or low vibration words and sound of disharmony being very inconsistent and going much at a much faster rate into decay. And so this should be very much eye-opening. But even if you don't have access to see the manifestation of this research, you can try within yourself. Again, try speaking to yourself every day and allow the frequency of the words and the vibration within you to leave and communicate a signal to the whole body. Like if you think about it, it is also said, if you want to understand the universe, think about in terms of cellular biology. Every cell into our system, every cell into our body has already their process of filtration, of respiration, of detoxification, of repair. Everything that is within the cell is within the whole body, and it's in the universe as well. What I'm trying to say is every single particle, no matter how small or big within us, has its own intelligence and its own system of also responding to patterns of harmony and disharmony and communicate and intertwine with one another. So we were saying that things need to flow. The sounds, the vibration, the frequency, the intentions go from us outward, but also from outwards towards us. Isn't it true? You may very likely have heard so often that you tend to be the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself the most with. So this is also, I would recommend, and just pause, reflect for a moment, think about the people that you hang around the most with, but also what content do you listen to? What food are you nourishing your body and your energies with? What sound are you exposed most of the time with? Is that a sound of nature? Or is that traffic noise? Is that constant music in the background or construction noise and etc.? That also has a major effect when it comes to influencing your frequency and vibration. And we go back then to that initial analogy of the phone and the bars of reception. The more our vibration, our frequency are up, I'm going to share a nice story at the end, the more our frequency are up, the more we can operate from a point of flow of harmony, and it's easier to tap into that truth within us to understand what's the right path. The right path is not a woo-woo concept, but whether you are following, you're a professional, you're into your high-performing career, or you're an athlete, or you run your own business, or you're a mom, you're a parent, anything that you do in life, you can still retain the joy and the purpose of what you do. Plus, you can sometimes, with the purpose of the soul, the mission of the soul, these can either overlap, or you can manage to fulfill both as you go through life. So for example, some people turn the purpose of their mission into then what they do professionally. Then it's, in a sense, it's more challenging, but it's also much easier to have everything flow, the messages and the guidance and the instruction would easily align. But what if you're like in a normal career or profession, normal in a way of as more a society tends to interpret that, medical field, financial field, marketing, whatever. At the same time, you do want to find that connection with your soul, with yourself. In the Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique videos, I share what is one wonderful way and one technique to create that connection with yourself. And there are so many others. Meditation, singing, humming, spending time in silence. But each of these ways goes almost always through a pathway or a regular practice of spending time in silence within yourself. Now, maybe this for you is 1 hour a day. Maybe that's not realistic. So for you, that's half an hour once a week. Maybe it's 2 minutes a day. Doesn't matter. It has to be viable and realistic for yourself. It has to be right for you. Consistency doesn't mean that you have to do it every day, but it means that throughout your life, throughout the years, there may be times where you dedicate yourself more at it, times less. The price, the reward will be gigantic. When you're able to learn how to allow the outer noise to fade and come back within you, really the light, the wisdom will open up within yourself. And you will be able to be so much more in peace, efficient, switched on, happy, aware in everything you do. With your professional career, with your personal life, with your relationship, with your own spiritual path, and with your own journey. And this is so beautiful. So when it comes to frequency and vibration, this may be a concept that is so familiar to you and you already master it. You know how to alchemize within yourself. You know how to clean your chakra, your energy center. You know what are ways for you to raise your vibration. It may take you longer. You might be able to do that on the spot immediately. These are very advanced skills, by the way. And if you're new to all this, what should be a reassurance for you? Should be that even though there are talents, so some people might be able to do this so quickly, things about the yogi, the gurus, or even other people that then have they become even from corporate life or military background, and then the life path redirected them to a degree that now they're able to raise their frequency and vibration for themselves and for others within seconds. Now the point is, these are skills that can be learned. So if you're open-minded and if you're willing, what I also say is also of all the video that I share, of everything that you hear, take what you need, take what resonates with you, perhaps likely be open-minded with everything, so that if as you progress on your journey, you're going to be ready to absorb or explore other concepts, then there you are. You will have everything available. Your subconscious is recording everything anyway. Then it will filter, otherwise you go into system overload. But you can access the memory whenever you want to. So at any point, you will be ready as you grow to explore a new concept. That's your time and you can try. You're always in control in deciding with your free will what you choose to explore or not. So when you're going to be ready, it's beautiful to know that these skills of raising the frequency can be improved. So let's go to a few practical tips to do that. I'll share the story at the end if we have time. So surely there are, in understanding that frequency can rise, so our body is a vessel, every cell is a vessel, and what we think, what we say, what we believe, what we hear, but also what we wear, what we drink, what we eat, will help us either to go to 5 bars reception, high frequency, or 0 bar of reception, very low frequency. How do you know where you are? If you're in peace with yourself, with nature, with your soul, with the energies and the environment around you, you know you're going to high frequency. If even without what I say, the levels of the word doesn't really mean. Ultimately, if you're in peace with yourself, if you can find a peace, the harmony, the love, the joy within yourself, and you can see that reflected in others. And as you see that reflected in others, you also find that with more ease within yourself, you know you're operating at much higher frequency. On the other hand, if you're so often stressed, distressed, depressed, sad, in fear, anger, or anxiety, those low energy emotions, thought of feeling lost, feeling overwhelmed, seeing always worse in others, seeing that reflected back to yourself and reality that is taking shape around yourself. Easy to understand low energy frequency. Maybe you're just like, your food and nutrition could be much better. So beautiful. Everything starts with an awareness. When you take the courage and wake up your intelligence to be able to look at the things and acknowledgement, that's always step one. And then you have the choice and the courage to take responsibility. So to decide how you're going to respond to what you acknowledge so that you allow your life to become better. Few things that you can do. Within this frequency and vibration, the body, the physical body, needs to operate in a state that goes closer to health and well-being. Things that we need for life. Number one is oxygen, so what we breathe. Number two would be water. We'll speak about water another time. And then there are other things such as sodium, potassium, and etc. But also when it comes to more that connection with the soul and the inner frequency, it's so important what we believe, what we think, what we speak, and the sound. So as we said, the first one was oxygen. I'm going to give you a practical tip. I do this for real. This is mouth taping. The importance and the quality of the sleep, of when we rest, it's so important. When we sleep, not just the body, but also the soul recovers. Living for another time, everything that happens when we sleep and what's in reality the awakening time and the sleep time for another time. But for the physical body to recover, for the cells to recover, we also have the CFS, cerebrospinal fluid. This is vital. The brain is embedded in the cerebrospinal fluid. It goes through the spine. We are bathed in the cerebrospinal fluid since we are in an embryo at birth stage. This fluid is so important. The more profound and peaceful and effective the sleep, the better our health, the brain function becomes better, but also the way we oxygenate. So during night and every time we sleep, we are supposed to breathe in and out through the nose, nasal breathing. Oftentimes, for people that snore, even if you're not a snorer, but you may tend to move the head on the pillow, have your lips open. You may wake up, does it ever happen to you? You wake up and there's that sense of your mouth is dry, you feel a bit foggy in the brain. Okay, so the solution for this can be so much easier. Alongside functional and breathwork work that people teach, I do classes as well sometimes, this is very helpful. It's really simple, something that you can do and try to practice, become more familiar, and then really useful, really one with it. Mouth taping is one of these practices. So there are some fancy patches that you can position, even the one that goes all around the lips. I honestly like this so this is the solution. This is a tape, one that the physiotherapists may may use for the body. So this type of tape is okay on the skin. And I like to cut even simple straight. Take the white part away and just close the lips. Try to leave a shape where the cheeks go up, sort of in a smile. And there you go. And you keep it on for the night. It is safe, it is helpful, it promotes nasal breathing. The recovery, the sensation, the brain functioning, the sense of restoration throughout the body that you will find in the morning, it's outstanding. And honestly, it's one of those practices that once a day or a night that you forget or don't do it, you really notice the difference. And it's so eye-opening in how much this can support performance. Athletes, high professional people, average people, so many people are starting to use this practice. Always consult with your physician if you have any particular need or a question. But it's safe and it's effective for so many people that are starting to implement that on a daily basis, whether they do or not. These are surely an effect on frequency and vibration. Then I want to talk today about, surely the importance of water and nutrition. If you can implement sometimes moments of fasting alongside with meditation, where you sit in silence with yourself. And if you're very new to this, it might be likely the first time could be excruciating, could be unpleasant. Then, okay, that's your beautiful opportunity to negotiate with yourself. How long can you stay? What ways can you find within yourself to make the experience actually pleasant and enriching? Can you see the progress that you do over time? Can you start to open up that channel of connection within yourself? The same is for fasting. When you leave the body, when you allow the body with that time, with that window of time to breathe, to detox, to cleanse, you will find, and even when you select food that is natural food, food that is touched by light, by natural light, food that is alive, not processed food, not fried, not alcohol, things with high vibration. I'm not saying this shouldn't be in your diet. That's your decision. And always consult with a professional. But what I'm saying is that if you're willing to try and then to develop your own ways to check within yourself, almost surely you will agree that it's so noticeable to see the change that cleaner nutrition, that integration with fasting can enrich you with, in the sense of finding that higher frequency, high energy, better vitality, better brain functioning, better heart connection within yourself. Last, I want to talk today about sound. Now, when it comes to sound, not only the words that we speak are so powerful. I daily dedicate time. For me, meditation doesn't mean I need to sit. I'm a very hyperactive person in a way. Not in an obsessed way, but in a way that I love to blend. Let me know in the comments if you relate. Moments of quiet, moment of silence, connection with nature, with moments of moving. Like I love to celebrate the gift of the body and be able to move. I'm very much active in that sense. So I've developed ways to do meditation while I'm walking. Why I'm sharing this with you? Because some people, even though you would love to lie down on a couch or at the beach, you don't have the time. Maybe you have kids, work, everything to do. So just know that it's possible to develop ways to meditate and to create your own practice, even if you're around. If you're in transport, if you're driving, if you're walking, if you're doing groceries, you can walking the dog, you can create the time for you to connect with yourself. What are you doing? Mantras, you're doing affirmation, you're speaking to yourself, you send blessings. You send blessings to yourself. I bless my body, I bless my health, my spirit, my mind. I bless my family, I bless my relationship with love, with peace, with support. I bless my career, I bless my finances with love, with alignment. So you can really come into habit, and this will contribute so much to the energy, frequency, and vibration that you operate with. But there's also external sound tool. Sound bath, sound music is fantastic. I used to have the whole set of quartz ball. They're so powerful. Really, after playing with the balls or participating to a sound bath class, the more you're attuned with yourself, the more the body will tell you. You will find this astonishing, moving, so beautiful it is difference. And if you invite, whether you want to call it love, energy, God, consciousness, just call for light, just call for that higher sense of love, light, divine intelligence to guide your life. People say things such as, soul side, guide me. I invite consciousness, I invite light into my cells, into my day. Do that consistently. Feel it. Allow that. And just be amazed. Weeks, months, years go by. Like, you'll be transformed if you're genuine within the heart when you do that. Additional sound tools. So if the quartz ball are expensive or take too much space or are delicate to manage, I love this fork, the tuning fork. This is for 5 to 8 hertz. Take a moment to ground myself. And this can be used also for self-treatment, for your self-own practice, or if you're a practitioner, if you're a healer, to treat others. Like I do massage and Reiki sometimes, so I use these on people. The sound communicates to the cell. This is really it. So as we're speaking, regardless of if you're doing something else, even better if you can, tune in and connect to the sound. The frequency, as everything is harmony. Do you remember the experiment where the levels of the water in the different jars of different shapes level up? So the same happens, so beautiful. The same happens with sound. The same happens with energy. Do you notice when you enter in a room where people are quiet or are laughing, also your energy tends to adequate to that level. If you enter in a room or a space and people just had a fight, or there's envy or trauma, like you can sense that in the cells if you're switched on. Empaths, you feel it so much. You feel it like if that was be yours, and then you have to be really good in cleansing yourself and retaining the integrity of your auric field and of your protection. But when it comes to sound, it's the same. So there are frequencies such as the solfeggio frequency that are really constructive and good for the body. So the more you expose yourself to that, the more your cells, your energy, your frequency, your vibration would raise to elevate and match that frequency. And this has been shown to have healing, calming, soothing, better health promoting effects. I invite you to try. Many people also have balls. This is the last thing that I'm going to show you for today. This is a Tibetan ball, tiny one. Open the palm of the hand, support it in a way that is sturdy. Ideally ground yourself, as in connect your feet with the body. Just try to feel your feet grounded, don't hurt. can leave it in one place, you can move it through the body, you can move it around the energy centers of the body. And the more you practice, the more you learn to perceive the changes in the body, the more you learn. I feel it so much, like it's really moving sometimes. Like the more you come in that relationship, that you allow the ego to retain and drive direction and structure through the day, but also the soul to come in and blend and allow that flow and redirect you when you need, or integrate your information and feelings. It's so beautiful. I hope this session today was helpful. Let me know what was your preference method. If you use any of these already, if you use sound, if you use tapping, if you do any practice to improve the way you hydrate or feed the body or sleep and recover. I love to learn from you. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next episode here at Lifting Consciousness. Have a great day.